What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me on these analysis. Be sure to check out the Discord and see all the things that we have to offer in there. It'll be an exclusive community. It's going to be a limited time offer for now, and then the price will go back to the original price before raising it up. So I'll be prioritizing those people. We'll be talking about SMCI today. As you can see, we had earnings today after hours. We don't see it right now because it's 8 p.m. as I'm making this video. We did drop 16% after hours. We were sitting pretty nice, and a 16% drop happened after hours. We were sitting around this level here, around 48. So that 16% drop took us to around 48. We're hovering slightly above this downward sloping trend line. When you look on the monthly, it does look like we would land almost on it. We'll see how the day opens up tomorrow. SMCI has been, pushing up pretty nice over the past couple of weeks and months, so it has been pretty bullish. And then they missed. They were supposed to have the revenue estimate was 6.63, and I think it ended up missing, and it had like 5.8 billion or something like that. So that was a shock. I think they were having some kind of delays with their deliveries, so that kind of messed up the numbers, and they ended up missing. So this could be a buying opportunity, not financial advice, but a 16% drop after hours, that could be a good opportunity to hop in if you've been wanting to get some SMCI shares. I still think it's going to be good long term. My outlook on the company hasn't changed at all just because of one earnings report. Nothing fundamentally has really changed. But yeah, we should be potentially retesting this downward sloping trend line. Maybe we retest this trend line now that we're sitting at 48. So if we make it down here, we might get a bounce. We might chop sideways before hitting the trend line and then bouncing back up, hopefully making like a double bottom or something, or get some kind of V-shaped recovery and continue the trend higher, because it was holding pretty steady. And we've had two touches of this trend line, or two major touches. We've had a couple more than two, but two major areas where we've had a touch. This one, and now this could potentially be that third touch to solidify the trend line even more and push up higher. So as we said prior, we have to watch for this golden zone here, 0.5 to the 618. And somehow, coincidentally, I don't know how this stuff always happens in these weird ways, but right at the 0.5 to the 618, as we're trending higher, we're slowly just creeping into it, trying to break through it. We have a miss and we drop 16%. Now we drop from the 0.5 to the 618, the golden zone, which is a key level of resistance when you're pushing back up towards it, and we fall right off of that level to the 382 roughly. It's just crazy how these levels work and how it lines up with these events and all that kind of stuff. It's crazy to me. But anyways, overall it's still looking good. Probably scoop up some extra, because I mean, a 16% discount on this after it's been trending higher, it's pretty nice. On the weekly, we have the 20 pushing above the 50, solid sign right there, and it is really starting to go a little more vertical, as you can see there. And on the daily, we have all three trending higher. The 20's been holding pretty well, but now that we fell all the way down, we're sitting right on the 50. If you're looking after hours, we haven't officially had that candle yet, because it's, like I said, after hours, and we don't have that here on TradingView, or overnight market, if you will. So we're currently sitting on the 50 if we're still sitting at 48 bucks. So maybe we end up getting a bounce there off the 50-day. 50 days a very strong level of support and resistance with this trend line. So I would expect some kind of bounce, at least temporarily. Even if we were to fall through, we would still see some kind of chop here, because this is a strong level. And that's going to kind of be in confluence a little bit with this downward sloping trend line. They don't exactly line up, but from 46 to about $48, that's going to be a strong level. The weekly MACD is still looking pretty nice, and the volume honestly has been slowly and steadily just climbing week after week. You can see that nice solid pace that we've been keeping up with, which I like to see. Always a positive sign to see. And on the daily, we had a nice little green hill. We're losing that volume, at least on a daily perspective, but we could be having some kind of retracement to just actually bounce off this orange moving average and then continue to move higher. But we also have to keep in mind that if we continue this trajectory, we will get a red flip to the downside, and then the bearish volume will start to kick in. But we haven't even had a flip yet here with the blue pushing underneath the orange at the moment. On the RSI, we are still holding higher highs and higher lows, but we have lost our yellow moving average. So we'll see how it plays out once we make it to this moving average, or make it back to this moving average and make it to this trend line. Hopefully we don't lose this trend line, and hopefully we can actually get a W-shaped bottom and kind of break back through this yellow moving average to see overbought territory again, because we had a double top once we hit overbought territory temporarily in late July 27th to around July 30th. We saw that double top and kind of fall off. In terms of fibs, when we take a look here off of this leg, our 0.5 to the 618 sits at around 45, and our 382 sits around 49.3. So we're somewhere in between here, between this 382 and the 0.5 to the 618, which, like I said, is always a magnet for price to potentially push down to find some kind of level of support before continuing the move higher. So now that we are sitting at 48, like I said, we are inching closer to the 0.5 to 618. So maybe we open up and we push a little bit lower and find some rejection, hopefully. Hopefully this is just a temporary drop, like a little scare, and then we continue that trend higher as we have been for the past couple months. The next major zones that we're going to be looking at is really the one that we're currently at right now. And then we have these key levels right here, like breaking this wick at around 66 to around 67. Once we break that, we could have a clean move up to about 94. Of course, we will more than likely find a little bit of rejection along the way, as we have smaller levels that were established prior. We had a clean move here, so this increases the odds of us having a clean move back to the top. Of course, it does not have to play out like that, but always be aware of that. When you have a clean move to the left-hand side, you can always have a clean move back in the opposite direction. Overall, though, on SMCI, I still remain incredibly bullish long term. I still think 5, 10, 15 years outlook is going to be solid for you. Keep your head down and use these opportunities as chances, to buy more shares when you want to get in, because like I said, it was just sitting at $57. Now it's at 48. So that's a nice little discount if you ask me. And it's more than likely going to continue on higher. Not financial advice, of course. None of this is ever financial advice. Make sure you check out the Discord in the pinned comment. The link is in the description as well. Like I said, it's going to be a nice community together, and we can grow together and all that stuff, and all make money together. Be sure to check that out. Drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.